from New York and my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's Sunday Night Live with the Late Joey Reynolds Show, the world's first triple cast on radio, TV, and internet. Big J Sorensen, who are Joey's guests tonight?
Thanks, Shotgun Tom Kelly in Los Angeles. On the Late Joey Reynolds Show, Joey's got our friend, recently seen on America's Got Talent, comedian, actor, host Stephen Scott, Emmy Award-winning actress, writer, and director, and senior faculty at the New York Film Academy, Blanche Baker, actor, producer, and musician Mason Reese, Grammy-nominated stand-up comedian and author Bobby Collins, and musical guest, the award-winning recording artist, PBS-TV host, actor, and producer Christina Fontanelli.
And now, here's Joey!
Eat, Joey, eat! Burn, baby.
Joey Reynolds Show. What a show.
I'm glad we're on TV, too. And
I'm eating.
I know. Why?
Because I got a lunch break. It's in my contract. It's from Oliva.
Oh, okay. So it's got a lot of good cheese.
They ought to sponsor us. We're plugging them all the time. They give us the cannolis.
They
you know.
should, yeah. Tony, come on. Hey.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was in L.A. and then Las Vegas.
By the way, you
And
have
now I'm
schmutz
back.
on your chin. Just letting you know.
Thank you. Oh, got that out of that men's room.
Ew.
Got to pay the guy to go to the bathroom.
All right.
Let me tell you this.
Yes.
I was in Vegas and New York is better for the food. But when you get on the airplane and you're going through security,
Yeah.
you don't want to be too hip and say, this is the bomb.
No, not a good idea.
That's not a way to open your trip.
No. You were like a world traveler this week. You're amazing.
Did a lot of things this week. You know?
Shocking.
Well, I don't know. Shotgun Tom had a birthday.
Yeah.
And he's an old guy who's working.
Yeah.
And you've gotten up there in the years.
I'm
You're
an
working.
old guy at work.
I'm an older guy working. They want to replace us with a bunch of robots.
Yeah.
They want to put some things on here that are, they don't have to pay them. You know, you just queue them up. Now, when you drive through the booth, the toll booths, the robotics now. You know, there's nobody in that booth anymore.
I hate that.
Well, it's just part of today.
I like the cooties I get from the people that hand money.
The
to me.
cooties?
Yes, cooties.
I see. Well, you know what? You should not be saying that next to the food here. That's not cool. But you have had a few hamburgers, I think.
A few, not this week, but yeah.
Now, you see, we're eating this. I'm having this beautiful sandwich, and Russ in the other room, and the boys.
Salivating.
They went to Mickey D.
Yeah, right.
These guys are going.
They had McNuggets. Yeah.
Well, they're on a budget.
But they were $5, so they got 50 of them. Or
All right, I'll share this with you guys. You can have a sandwich. You know, this show's not going anywhere so far.
So far,
It's I planned it that way. I took the red eye in, which I call the blue eye because it was on JetBlue. I came in from Las Vegas yesterday, and I have a rule in Las Vegas.
yes.
Every time you walk into a place where you have to meet somebody, you have to go through the casino.
That's true.
You always have to, and they have no clocks.
No.
And they have a certain sound that's made, you know, and that sound is a hum, so that you continue to move with the beat, you know, of wanting to
It's
invest.
like a supermarket in a way. Yes.
It's got that rhythm. The supermarkets plan it sometimes,
Yes,
but
they do.
but there's a certain rhythm in the room.
Yeah.
When you are gambling.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
now in Vegas they smoke, you know, so they all smoke and do all of that.
Yeah.
And my daughter, who's growing medical marijuana, you know, I wanted to bring something back for the boys, so I got you some.
Oh, I thought you brought back some pot.
I got you. Well, I did. Here. This is the way you sneak it into the. New York City. You put it in socks.
Can I have?
I used to keep my money in a sock, but a midget picked my ankle.
Ah.
All right, here we go. We got these for the boys. Russ, you don't mind if your kids wear marijuana socks, do you? This is the latest thing now. You know, they call it hemp. It's all made out of hemp, and that's a byproduct of
These are
the
hemp
marijuana plant.
socks.
That's right.
I like it.
And they're a little small for you.
Yeah.
But you can use one over your head and go to the bank, which I think is
might
good.
have to.
I'd like to wear a ski mask and go to the ATM machine. That kind of throws them off a little
Yeah,
bit.
it does. Yes.
But anyway, I visited my daughter up in Humboldt County. You know, United Airlines has a flight for $400 one way. It's a 45-minute flight.
Oh my!
Plus you pay for the bag.
Get out.
And it's it's a gotcha flight because you go from San Francisco to Humboldt County, which
$400 for a few hundred miles.
That's the green triangle. That's where all of the people who have this kind of money can really afford to get out of there. Okay. It's $400 each way. Then I go back to San Francisco. I take that and I go down to California and across to Las Vegas. And it was the memorial service for Claude Hall, who was the editor of Billboard for a number of years,
yes,
and also a great guy. Somebody's calling me now.
Somebody's calling you now.
Why do I have my cell phone?
Probably your hemp dealer.
This is not going to be a good day.
Now he can't find
Where
his
is that
phone.
thing? Who is calling me?
It's the only show in America where somebody leaves the phone on.
Who would call me when I'm on the air?
Somebody that doesn't know you're on?
No, someone that thinks that it's going to ring and they're going to interrupt the show. But I don't take calls, and there's a good reason. Did you hear any of these shows before us? You hear any of them afterwards?
Doctor,
you would never take another call again.
Should I take hemp for my...
All right, so let me tell you what's going on. There's the latest things that are being done. Apple has created a watch now that does not have to be attached to the iPad or the iPhone.
Really?
So that's the latest thing. That's the latest invention. Also, they're working on a brand new car with a high-energy battery, a battery that lasts for more than plugging it in for the hour.
Wow.
And it's that's the latest of the technology things. And then what's happening is something else. Can you guys go in the bathroom and get that thing that I have hanging on the closet? Instead of wearing a pillow, the pillows that you wear on the plane.
Yeah, on the plane, yeah.
The latest thing now is to wear, to have this strip, which it blows up by itself, and it's for your lumbar. Because the back is connected to the neck, and so you don't wear that pillow anymore that they've been selling for years.
So
this little thing. You just put this thing back here, and that settles it. See, so you have the lumbar action. It's called like that.
Really.
So and a chiropractor on call, of course.
Very nice.
Now I take a very good. I think I take a good flight. Last night.
Here's that lumbar.
There we go. This is the thing.
I was thinking it was a
doll. If you're watching this on Sunday Night Live, hello. If you're watching this on SundayNightLive.com, and you'll see this travel pal they call it, and the thing blows up by itself.
Really?
Yeah, and you put this thing behind you, and you relax your lumbar muscle.
Anything on a plane that blows
That's
up
Stephen Scott's talking without the mic being on. There's a rule. You wait till you're introduced and then you talk. Would you do this on Johnny Carson?
I can't help
Would you have done this before?
He talked about something that blows up
You're
by
not
itself
even.
on a plane.
You're not even on the mic now.
I'll go back.
All right, now he is. All right, Stephen Scott is here tonight, hanging around, ragging on me already.
I'll go back.
Ever have anybody walk in the middle of your act and ruin it?
I'm sorry.
Did you ever have that done? Did someone do that to you
My
on
bad,
America's Got Talent? Did one of these jabroni magicians come out? Why does a comedian never win on that show? Why do they always have somebody singing someone else's old songs that wins on that show?
Yeah.
Is there like an
power.
empathy factor or some sympathy that people feel sorry for singers? Because they stand up, and people are singing Amen, which was Curtis Mayfield, the Impressions.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you even do that? I mean, you come from Arkansas and you're 23 years old and you're going to go sing a Curtis Mayfield song? What the hell are you thinking? And then they have those clowns, those guys who are the most talentless people in the world. They have nothing to offer anybody in those areas. I mean, Howie Mandel's funny. He's a good comic.
He's a good
but
guy.
What you have. They don't have anything. They have nothing.
I think you should produce the show.
No,
I think Simon
not
should
at all.
hire
You know why Howard Stern left that show?
Why?
Because he got too rich. I think when you make a lot of money, you don't need to do that anymore.
Let me tell you something, Joe. You got like the hottest body. What are you, like a C cup?
I love that impression. That's not a Curtis Mayfield impression.
No, that was not. That was not.
So having you on that show was great because
Thank you.
I for years have been wanting you to be a star, so that I could, make fun of you.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
And-
Your lips to God's ears.
Well, you always say that, and my lips are not attached to God's ears. Trust me. I've been talking to you for a long time about being on television, and we were going to do this show from the Friars.
yes,
and,
we're going to do that. Absolutely.
and have you there. But I don't know if you'd be able to do the hosting thing because this is a different deal.
No, I know.
It is. It really is. I mean, it's not that it's a particularly great talent that you have to have. You have to have something going for you to do this show here, though. One of the things I remember about
I learned from you.
Well, thank you for saying that. But, you know, one of the things I learned about people who went opposite Johnny Carson, and there's a plethora of them. And there were Joey Bishop, Merv Griffin,
Cabot.
Jerry Lewis,
Joan
Dick
Rivers.
Cabot, Jack Parr's return. Everybody went opposite him. And the only thing that ever got any ratings was Nightline.
Yeah.
Remember that? If there was a tragedy. Because you don't go opposite something where the public connects with you. You know, one of the things that this show does, although it's on at a weird time, 7 o'clock in New York, 6 o'clock in L.A., and I think they may even run it live at 4 in L.A. if they're running it twice. But, you know, it's a live radio show that's on television and on the Internet. And what I'm saying about it is that we have developed a lot of really good talent on the show, but it's on at a time when you wouldn't necessarily notice it. And nobody really wants to spend money on a 1-hour show on a Sunday night because they think that's like a dead place, except if you're on HBO, where they promote it for a week. And, you know, let me say this, as long as we're going to promote something. The best news show on television, on TV, is on HBO.
Vice.
It's called what?
Vice.
Vice.
Yeah.
And it's produced by?
I'm not even sure.
Well, what's his name? Who does the? I'm going to ask Jay this.
Don't
He
ask
knows all
me.
This is,
I can't afford HBO.
You're not going forward to the bonus round.
But Vice is a real news show. It's very well done. It's on every day. I think 7:30 if you want to watch it. I don't mind plugging them.
It was on earlier, yeah.
And this show here is the same kind of thing. You know, we come out of nowhere, and we're going to go nowhere. That's the difference.
But
No,
we
you
in
know
the
what?
audience have a good time.
No, you know what? This is the beginning of the new kind of broadcasting. I know because I go in public, and whenever I go out with people and I talk to them about what we're doing, they're interested in what we're doing. They like what we're doing, and they watch it. I have to sit there with them to cue it up. You know, I mean, I'm gonna go door to door with this show before it's all over, because you want people to really get into the rhythm. And you know, years ago, I got in a cab with Joan Rivers on tape. I worked with her. You know.
Okay, can we talk?
And she did. And you get in the cab, and there was a recording to fasten your seatbelts. Also with, I think Jackie Mason, the other one.
Yeah.
And I
If you're in
got
the car, the push goes this way, you talk this way. They don't put your seatbelt to go to the window. It's so good, mister. I'm talking to you.
So anyway, I just want to say we got the Taxi TV off the ground, and now everybody hates Taxi TV. They want to throw their shoe through it.
It's better than listening to the guy on the phone. My friend, and you hear the music in the background. You know. So I think the TXC-TV is a notch up from that. At least.
Well, I noticed you brought a beautiful young lady with you today.
Yes, the very talented Ryan Kelly, who will soon be on the show, sharing her incredible talent, which is singing and songwriting, and she's a wonderful musician and just came out with an album. So I want her to meet you guys, and we'll have her on so she can participate in upcoming
Well, I
weeks.
hope you can hold on to this one.
Well, we're good friends. We don't want to ruin the good
She's not
friendship.
from Buffalo, is she?
She's not from Buffalo. Like
Okay, that'll work.
She has her last name. My last girlfriend was Kelly. Yes, good Buffalo girl. We like Buffalo
in
people.
all sincerity, you can't say too much because you know you want to return to America's Got Talent.
Right. God willing, if there's a wild card round, I've gotten such great comments from people, and it's amazing how many people the show reaches. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
Like, I mean, the millions and millions, and you know, here I am doing my shows, and it's just everyone. Oh, we loved you. We want to see more of you. Where can we see you? So yeah, I think sometimes I don't know if they do a wild card round where people can say, oh, wait, judges, I think you got this one wrong. We want to bring this person back. And God willing, knock on Formica, if that happens, I'd love to go back because I have a lot of great material to share. They only show, you know, they showed a little bit. I shot hours of footage, hours over 2 different trips to L.A., over days, 2 episodes, and it was a great experience. I mean, what a production this thing is.
Oh, yeah.
But we shot, one of the cool things was being on the Universal backlot. And because I'm from New York, so they wanted to shoot my New York scenes on the New York backlot. So I'm sitting on the stoop of where I supposedly live. It's like a facade, but you know, and then there's the Back to the Hill Valley from Back to the Future, and I'm walking around. It's really cool to be there, and the people on the tour bus from Universal Studios are waving at me like I'm a big celebrity. It was a great experience. I really had a wonderful time, and it was great that the judges were sweet to me, and the other contestants. It was nice to see Tyra Banks again. I worked with her 15 years ago on a sketch comedy pilot for Warner Brothers with Jamie Foxx. It was supposed to be my big break, and so she remembered me, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're so funny!" And she was so sweet, and it was nice to and then on camera she says into camera, she goes, I sat on his head, meaning a sketch that we did. What? And I said you might want to lend that some context. Needless to say, they didn't air that, but yeah, it was I was happy she remembered. It was good to see her again, and the judges were great, and like you said, Howie Mandel was wonderful, and Simon goes, I really like you, Stephen. I like your energy, and I said to him, they said, why AGT? And I said, look, to your point when you talked about Carson, in Howie Mandel's day, when a comedian went up and did the Tonight Show, that was it. You were a star the next day. Yeah. And it's not like that anymore. And I said, this show is like 5 Tonight Shows, the audience you see. And Simon smiled. And he says, I designed this show with people like you in mind who've been in the business for a long time, paying your dues, working hard, but just haven't broken through. And we're glad to have you here and do your thing. And
did he pay you?
He didn't. He paid me.
See, they don't pay anybody.
He paid me a compliment.
That's what yeah. See, that's the thing. Yeah. They've gotten rid of all the talent, all those comedy shows, and Carol Burnett,
right?
And the ones from the past. They used to pay people to perform. Yeah. Now you got some Hollywood beat.
You know how they get away with it?
Yeah, because they have amateurs.
No, because it's a contest. They say it's a contest. You're competing for a prize. That's how they get around it. So,
why would we want to be on that show?
Who's we? Me personally?
Any of us? Why do we want to be there? Do we want to be? Are we really that starved to be famous?
No, for me, it was interesting. And again, to the point I made earlier about, because my manager was saying to me, this is where it's at now. This is what people are watching. And, it opened me up to a whole audience of people who've never seen me before that are now going to want to look or that are going to tune in tonight.
Well, that's television.
Right. And that was good. They don't, they put comedians on the shows. You can't put an amateur comedian on the show. You can't. It's too. You can't go out there, 2,000 people, and not have experience to be able to pull that.
Unless you want to hear that buzzer.
Right. Yeah. That thing. That's oh my god.
It's like Wednesday at the
Apollo. It's like a seizure. Yeah.
So what happens to you now? Do you get bookings?
So yeah, we hope so. I've gotten a few calls. In fact, I had a nice meeting yesterday with someone. I did a comedy travel show pilot for Travel Channel a couple of years ago. And for reasons beyond our control, it didn't go to the next level. But the producers of that show, they called me back. They said, "Look, we're working here now. We'd love to do something else with you." And we had a wonderful meeting. It was just great to, So now we're working on a TV project together.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Well, let me tell you how it works. Yeah. You're funny.
Oh, thank you.
And you were terrific on that show every time out.
Thank you.
And you're always funny here. And this is your break.
I love being here.
That's not your break. That's the place where you go when you want to make some money.
To get noticed and go, hey, I'm over here, guys. I'm in Joey Reynolds' studio.
I'm just being funny. Yeah. But, seriously, you're great. And we're so proud of you.
And we have a clip from the show.
Just
a little piece.
All right, so here it is.
Let's take a look. What do we got?
I guess we don't have a clip.
It makes me miss the good old days when we used to have answering machines and I could listen to our messages like this. Hi, sweetie, it's your mother. Remember me? I have a story for you, and I... 30% off. I couldn't believe it. And the woman was... Because Aunt Sylvia's stool sample came back from the lab. I don't know, the doc... That's why we got to bring back the answer machine. Driving me nuts.
That's cool.
That was fun, yeah. And it was funny is that was the end part of a 2-minute set. People were like, why didn't you do more? I'm like, hey, I did do more. That's all I got they showed, but it was fun.
Are you going back?
Well, like I said, I've been voted off. I'm not going to live rounds. It would have been fun to have my friends and fans and family vote for me. But there is supposedly I heard there's a wild card round where there are 4 people they bring back, and like I said, God willing, I have plenty more material to share with everybody if I'm given the opportunity. But otherwise, look, 2 episodes was a great experience, and I'm happy to even have that. So whatever happens, I will be content either way.
So let's have a little Trump.
A little Trump.
We are going to make Stephen Scott so great again, folks. He's so funny. We're going to build a wall around his head. He's going to be great.
Well, I noticed that they are redoing the White House right now. I saw them move in the new cabinet.
Oh, no. You mean the president?
No, that's not what I meant. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Stephen Scott.
We'll see you soon.
The Late Joey Reynolds Show is brought to you by TiedInMedia.com. Tied In Media takes the most successful brands, e-tailers, and millennialpreneurs to the next level. Visit TiedInMedia.com. That's TIEDIN Media.com.
This is Sunday Night Live with The Late Joey Reynolds Show.
Today, I will help save a life. Today, I will make a positive impact on my community.
Today, I will network for a cure.
Today, I will become a go-giver.
Together, we will make a difference.
Our mission at pinktide.org is to bring the business community together to support organizations that have a direct impact on our community. Join a growing movement that will contribute $100,000 to local charities each quarter. Visit pinktide.org and join us in making a difference.
Life in Plainview, Long Island is about to get sweeter. Plainview Chocolate Works will soon be opening their sweet doors, offering premium Belgian chocolate delights. Get a mouth-watering candy selection to satisfy the most sophisticated sweet tooth. Oh, this is sweet. Have the ultimate party experience inside a hands-on chocolate studio. Plus, get custom-branded chocolate gifts that will take your personalized party favors and corporate gifts to a sweet new dimension. Plainview Chocolate Works creates one-of-a-kind 3D chocolate sculptures, customized gift baskets for any profession or occasion, dipped to perfection platters, handmade truffles, and more. You'll love giving back to the Long Island community with chocolate charity, as 5% of your Plainview Chocolate Works purchases are donated back to pinktide.org. Their efforts support charitable organizations in the local community. Learn how your purchases are making a difference, and stay tuned for details about the Plainview Chocolate Works grand opening date and festivities. Call 516-252-3855 or visit pinktide.org/chocolateworks.
Transportation for the Late Joey Reynolds Show provided by Matt Silver's Ultimate Class and Limousine Transportation Worldwide. 516-935-4444. 516-935-4444.
You found a true variety show with Sunday Night Live, audio and video. It's the Late Joey Reynolds Show.
Happy birthday to Shotgun Tom. He's always a great friend. And I was going to see him in L.A., but I didn't. I got out of there.
Yeah.
So I want to give a little shout out for Steven Scott if you want to see his comedy. He's brilliant, and he's in New York.
I'm in New York. Tonight I'm at the Comic Strip on Upper East Side, 9 o'clock. So you can make it just in time. And then I'll be at Broadway Comedy Club on Friday night, the 11 o'clock show at Broadway. And then the week after I'll be at Dangerfields. The website is stevenscott.tv. We got the new site launching this week. The old one's up now, but it's got all the dates. And yeah, a lot of people have been asking where they can come see me. So I'll be in New York next couple
of days. Dangerfields is a club that Rodney never even played. He would never do the club, because
at the beginning he did.
They couldn't afford him.
Oh, they couldn't afford him. Yeah,
I'm saying that.
Well, he did it because he got divorced, and he instead of traveling on the road, he figured to bring his audience.
His name was Jackie Roy, I think.
Roy,
was his name
Roy.
Yeah,
that's right.
I remember him way long ago. Yeah. I used to love Uncle Dirty, who said that he said. Well, Uncle Dirty said a lot of things. He was the precursor for cursing.
Oh yes.
And he wrote along with Maurice the comic for Rodney Dangerfield.
There you go. Oh, wow.
And Rodney's material was a little cleaner, but I remember where Uncle Dirty said that he would go outside at Christmas time. He said his father would go on the back porch, shoot off a gun, and said, "Santa killed himself. There's no prize, no gifts." He was really cold. Wow. Back in those days, it was colder.
That's cold.
Now, Blanche Baker is here.
Hi, Blanche.
And
Hi there.
She's a wonderful star. Mm-hmm. Now, she's famous. See, she's a star. Mm-hmm. Now, Steve.
Yeah, I'm working
But
on
I'm here to be discovered. I thought, no. Okay.
Oh, no, it's too late.
Too late. All right.
America's Got Talent. That's your only chance. America's Got Talent.
And, of course, just to throw this in for a moment, her mother's Carol Baker, who was a baby doll, when I was lusting. Oh, wow. After her. Beautiful lady. And a wonderful actress.
Still beautiful.
Won an Academy Award.
85 and still beautiful.
And you've had some awards, too. In the 70s, you were winning all kinds of things, And now you're winning my favor. I don't think there's a statue.
Very precious. Okay.
But I was seeing where you played a religious part. Were you a nun?
Yes, I was. There was a Christmas special for the Lifetime channel, and it was fun because I hadn't worked with Molly Ringwald in 30 years, and she was in the film, and we had done 16 candles. Yeah, we had done 16 candles together 30 years earlier. So.
Now,
oh my God, you're gonna get a check this week. It aired twice this week. 16 candles
for 23 cents.
That's
I can't
it.
wait.
When you played that role, was that the Nativity? Was it something to do with the Nativity?
No, I was the Mother Superior.
Oh, I see.
And I was giving everybody a hard time.
And the next role you play was Lolita.
Oh, that was quite a while ago.
Yeah, but these
it's when she was a preteen
newsette. A little different.
But Edward Albee wrote that script.
Oh, yeah. And that's about
it was
the
with Donald
thing.
Sutherland.
That's what I was talking about there.
Yes, I had to cross picket lines, women against pornography, to get into the theater. And as a young actress, here I was working with Edward Albee and Donald Sutherland. And, a lot of the people hadn't seen the play. It's actually about obsession, and it's not condoning it. But
no. Well, I used to drink with him over at the Kettle of Fish in the Village when I was going to NYU.
But the most interesting thing is actually the producer of that is the founder of the New York Film Academy, where I now work full time. So
and you are
full circle.
teaching like what style? Would it
what
be?
Style? I think everything my teachers taught was based on Stanislavski, and everything I teach is based on his work.
Marlon Brando, to give people the little insight here.
I get process when you work with John Hughes.
What about the John Hughes style of acting?
Well, actually,
all improv.
Al Pacino too. Can't forget him. He's one of the.
Oh, baby, I swear to you. You must be pretty exhausted because you've been running through my mind all frickin' day.
So you have a great job. You're teaching all millennials.
I just wrote and directed a short film with my students that the New York Film Academy produced called Street Right, and it's been very exciting because the New York Public Library picked it up. We've been touring, the festivals, doing the whole festival circuit, and it's a movie musical about freedom of speech, very relevant for what's going on in the world today, and I'm very proud that the school backed me in doing a political piece, and it's been very interesting to see young people suddenly become more politically aware, and certainly now when you see young people practicing tolerance and becoming activists in the face of divisiveness that's out there, it's quite inspiring. So I'm very proud to have done this.
Oh, that's great. I'm missing a lot of our celebrity stars. They became celebrities because they're good actors. I would say Sean Penn. There's a whole list. Robert Redford. Every once in a while it pop up, and these are great actors, and you don't see them anymore because there's not a market for them, I don't think, in film.
I'd say more so for women. I think that women, it's very nice in academia. They love your wrinkles. Film, not so much. And when I've been going around to the film festivals, a couple times I've been paired up with Karen Allen, who also has a short film that she wrote and directed. And you see a lot of actors who've gone from one side of the camera to the other later on in their career.
Except for Meryl Streep. She hasn't made that switch. She didn't want to do that.
But Sean Penn and Robert Redford both direct.
Well, they both are good directors.
And Clint Eastwood,
very good directors. Yeah. I think when you get your craft down, then you probably don't want to sit in the trailer anymore. You want to get busy. Have you looked at anything to film? Are you going to do any movies?
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a film right now called Alice Fades Away. I do a lot of horror films, but it's fun, and I like it because then I'm very current for my students too. I know all the latest technology and how they're doing things, and I think it's good to always keep working.
I propose 56 Candles. I want to see that film. Where all the cast got together again.
You know what? I don't.
What became of them?
Yeah, I don't want to see that film.
My nephew's named Jake because of Jake Ryan from that movie.
You know what? It's good to move on. It really is.
And those candles, that would really blow.
It would be a fire.
Yeah,
so we're happy to have you. I hope you're appreciating the fact that we have a show that really respects you and wants you back again, but we have no money.
But I'm getting that residual check for 23
Yes, you are.
cents. I am on my way.
Twice
I can
this
feel
week
it right
on
now.
HBO.
I got a cannoli from Little Italy.
That's
some chocolate.
Leave
Chocolate
the gun,
right?
but take the cannoli.
We got Chocolate Works chocolate. What else we get? What else are we giving out here?
Let's see.
How about your cough?
Yes.
We're giving that out.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Do you have anything that you want to talk about while you're here? Because this is a short form show, and then you'll leave here and say, I thought he was a jerk.
Enough.
He didn't let me say anything I wanted to say. And I don't want you to leave saying that. I want you to say he's a jerk, and I said everything I wanted to say.
No, really. I was just here to talk about the film. It's playing at Kew Gardens this weekend.
Street Right. That's in Queens,
Street Right,
Long Island. In
yes,
case people
it's
don't know that,
Queens,
listening in L.A.
near Long Island City.
Yeah.
And we had a sold-out showing yesterday. And
is this a film festival?
Yeah.
So
we've done a number of film festivals. We've won some awards, and most of our librarians are going to be facilitating discussions about freedom of speech after the screenings with young people all around the city, and I find that to be very exciting.
Well, I did a documentary, and I guess most people don't realize you have to pay to put your film in there. You know, I mean, for the producer, not you, not the artist. But my daughter, who is growing weed in California,
she's very wealthy. That's amazing.
Well, she's rich to have me as a father. And I had to go there the other day. It's the enrichment program. I told her to move to Korea.
I was growing tumbleweeds. I didn't make
that's
a dime.
I used to smoke oregano. I was very Italian. So my daughter's growing medical marijuana, and they are now expanding. Everybody's able to smoke. I went to the park in Arcata, and they're sitting there smoking on the common. I mean, I was projecting to how we used to fight for this at NYU and, of course, in Boston on the Commons. You just couldn't get away with any of that before. They walk along and they have a joint, and nobody says anything anymore.
And I was very excited because I'm shooting in Massachusetts, and it's legal. And I kept looking for dispensaries, and it seems that most people are just growing it in their yard, and they're not bothering with the dispensaries.
I was in Seattle a couple years ago, right after it became legal in the state of Washington, and I'm on a bus, and there's a guy sitting there, and he's rolling joints on the public bus, and it was blowing my mind. Like, he was just so open about it, and I'm like, oh, it's legal. It took me a while to process how that was like totally normal.
Well, they have the festivals going now in the river, and I almost went to that, but I had to go to Las Vegas for the memorial. But meanwhile, I stayed up there and watched all these people who are. They don't see it's not a big deal to them. That's what I'm trying to say. My daughter made me a tie-dye shirt. It was so retro, and the bus that looked like it was driven by Jerry Garcia. These guys are selling fishes here at Madison Square Garden. That's a real drug group. That thing downstairs.
Everyone's walking around like this, looking for tickets.
Yeah, they're looking for tickets. What's that one? Is that one ticket?
The one ticket, two tickets. Yeah. I thought it was some. I thought the Knicks won, and everyone was going like, I have no idea.
No, that's the other finger. Now Mason Reese is here, and we're going to bring him up to the microphone. We got to bring him up.
Hello.
He's such a great guy.
I know. Thank you.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
It has been a while.
Yeah, in person, but you were always in my mind because you've been in every commercial ever done.
Well,
do they still pay you for those commercials?
I was going to say, if they're running them, I'm not getting paid.
I don't know. You tell I'm bringing up money tonight, right?
No, I have heard though that places like TV Land and MeTV have played them, but if they have, I haven't gotten paid.
Well, you've done so many things. I mean, my God, you were on Mike Douglas. Remember him?
Oh, yeah. I was on his show
I'm not asking you if you remember. I'm asking them if they remember.
I hope I remember.
He even hosted the show.
I hosted it 3 separate weeks. Yeah.
And you've been on everybody's show just about.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now, what do you think is the standard now of broadcasting with all these political shows going on? Just off the top of your head.
Well, I will admit I'm a bit of an MSNBC junkie.
Okay.
I watch a lot of that. Are we talking about purely political?
Whatever you think. Whatever.
Well, I'm pretty opinionated, so I don't know how far we want to go with that. Let's just say I did not vote for the president. How about that?
That's a fair.
He's a terrible person. I don't like him. Let's get rid of him, Joey. Okay. Let's build a wall around this side of the studio.
I agree. Believe me, if he was here, I wouldn't want to. I'd like to be walled in. Believe me.
I mentioned I went to the memorial for Claude Hall, and Claude has been writing novels about Mexicans, and he has a fascination with Indian lore and the West. He's written a lot of those books, in addition to being the editor of Billboard magazine. And I said, this is the guy who did everything wrong. He built a wall in Mexico to keep the Americans. But, when you have a great career, as you are having still, and you're so famous, I think it's wonderful that someone should pick you up and give you some commercials to do. So I came up with something.
Oh yes. I'd love to hear it.
He did homework.
I would love to hear it.
But I'm afraid to ask you to do it because I don't want to see the bill.
Well, okay.
No, we have a Chocolate Works. You got one of those spots there, Jay?
Yeah, we do have one coming up.
Well, you got one. You got the copy?
No, I don't have it right here. No, I don't have it.
Well, then you don't have the spot.
No.
It's all everything's pre-recorded. Nobody does anything live anymore. What do you got there? Let's just put.
And
Mason
I would
on.
also need a pair of cheaters because I can't read small print anymore.
Do you think we should be a Republican and Democrat, or should we all just hang all that up and forget about it and go home?
I want to start the Whig Party again.
The Whig Party?
What's that? What do you think?
I think we should all vote our conscience.
Oh, boy. If we do that.
And what we truly believe is right for everybody, not just for us in our own personal gratification, but for what's good for the world, what's good for our country.
Well, we're all separated. Everybody's so separated now. How do we get everybody in the same room?
No, it's exactly right.
We're lucky to have this crowd here.
Yeah, I mean, the aisle is a very big aisle.
Yeah.
And there's a massive separation between them. And it's unfortunate.
Well,
I don't think it's going to change.
Well, the 1%ers, as was called by Bernie, I shouldn't bring this up, it's all political. But, there was a lot of money that we'll never see.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't come down. Yeah. It doesn't ever get filtered down to people. And we wonder why we have so many problems. We just don't have any middle ground. And the middle ground is where we are. I've worked for somebody all my life. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you rely on for income? You have to work for somebody.
Sure.
And unless you're independently wealthy or somebody died or you have a reverse mortgage on your life, there's something going on that we have to really somewhere along the line change that. I don't know how to do it. I really don't.
Well, I don't know how to do it either, but I agree with you.
I know I'm going to become a movie star, just like Miss Baker here.
I like that. Good.
Well, you've got something coming up.
I do.
You have
it's happening and coming up all at the same time. About 2 years ago, I called a good friend of mine, Stephen Wishnoff, who used to work for TV Land, and I said, I want to get back on television again.
Okay.
He said, sounds good to me. What do you want to do? I said, well, I don't think Shakespeare would be a good idea. I think maybe something comedic, And a year ago, we shot a pilot. I put together a production company, and we put together a pilot, and we are winning a ton of awards all across the country. And people are really gaining a lot of interest in it.
What is it? Life Interrupted.
It's called Life Interrupted. It is a sitcom loosely based on my life. Yeah. A lot of it is real. A lot of it is embellished for television, of course. But it has a phenomenal cast of people. I mean, Dawn Wells, Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island.
Excellent.
Aaron Murphy, Little Tabitha from Bewitched.
Wow.
Robbie Rist, Cousin Oliver from The Brady Bunch.
Wow.
Allison Argrim, Nellie Olson from Little House on the Prairie. Brandon Cruz from Courtship of Eddie's Father. I mean, we have an incredible cast of amazingly, comedically funny people, that have done it. They've ridden the ride. They have the awards to prove it. And we call ourselves the little show that could.
Good.
I mean, we literally shot it on a $40,000 budget. And coast to coast, we won over 20 awards now. I was saying in the green room that at the San Pedro Film Festival, which is coming up in October, they are literally opening the entire weekend with our show.
Wow.
And then doing a red carpet, a Q&A. They're really pushing this thing. And the funniest thing is about a month and a half ago, Tina Fey was on Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
And for 90 seconds straight, all they did was talk about me.
Wow.
And they showed my picture, and Tina loved me on the old Mike Douglas shows. She actually dressed up like me on the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I mean, it's insane. And I met with her executive vice president of her company.
Are you insulted by height?
No.
I didn't think so. You seem to not be self-conscious. Danny DeVito, just to speak about that, he's a little taller.
Little bit, not by much.
No, but he was he did the same thing. He made a left. He was a big producer of Hollywood
huge
blockbuster films, and came along to do that Philadelphia project.
That's right.
Which actually is done, I think it's done with a red camera. I don't think it's even done with film.
It is actually, if I'm not mistaken, it is the least expensive budget for a network television sitcom.
And it took off. It took off.
I believe normal 30-minute sitcom on network is about $1 million per episode, or maybe even a little bit more. I think they do theirs for $350,000.
Wow. Well, this show you're on right now is #2 in L.A.
Is it really?
We were shocked.
Number 2, literally or figuratively?
No.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
All
Mason
right.
Reese is here along with Miss Baker and also the irascible, or is it erasable?
Bobby Collins is
Stephen
coming
Scott.
up. Yep.
Oh,
Hey,
thanks,
I'll
Jay.
Just letting you know.
We didn't
the
know that.
The Late Joey Reynolds Show brought to you
Mason,
by...
read that.
All right. Well, it's too late now. Can you start that over again? No, can you? No? Can you? No.
This is Sunday Night Live with the Late Joey Reynolds Show.
Social media is the marketing sensation. Every day there are over 1 billion likes and tweets around the world. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and others have taken over as the #1 form of communication. Take advantage of this phenomenon. Talk with TideInMedia.com about building a vital social media strategy. Go to TideInMedia.com. That's TideInMedia.com. They'll help guide your business through social media, web development, and marketing. Building your brand and taking your business to the next level is what Tide in Media does. Many of Tide in Media's clients have been featured on Fox News, People Magazine, MTV, and other top-tier networks. The most successful businesses are leveraging the internet. Follow in the footsteps of the Late Joey Reynolds Show and visit TideInMedia.com. That's TideInMedia.com. Or call Tide in Media today at 844-373-8433. That's 844-373-8433. And tell them the Late Joey Reynolds Show sent you.
Are you in debt? Can't make your monthly bills? Are you making your payments but the balances aren't going down? Bankruptcy might be right for you. Don't be fooled by debt consolidation. The process is expensive and can take as long as 5 years. Debt consolidation is a business. Bankruptcy is the law. Go now to nybankruptcy.com. Schedule a free consultation with a duly licensed attorney. Don't put your financial life on freeze for 5 years. Start rebuilding your credit in as little as 90 days. Debt settlement? Most people can't settle their debt because they don't have the money. Bankruptcy is your fresh start. Go now to nybankruptcy.com to schedule your free consultation. Your financial life will be reviewed by a duly licensed New York attorney. Each case must be reviewed and there are rules that apply. Not all debt is dischargeable. Not all people will qualify. Bankruptcy is not the end. Bankruptcy is the beginning. Visit nybankruptcy.com today.
You can listen on air or online. Plus, watch the Late Joey Reynolds Show right now with streaming video at SundayNightLive.com.
The Late Joey Reynolds Show, brought to you by LeapEDU.com. Become part of the high-paying, fast-paced New York real estate industry. Call 844-303-5327 or go to LeapEDU.com.
Wow.
You're hired.
Can we?
Yeah,
you got the job.
We would like
Sorry,
to.
Jay.
We were going to give you crayons, but we don't. Bobby Collins is one of my favorite people forever.
Me too.
I love Bobby. Bobby, I made a mistake. I thought he's from Buffalo, which is, why can't he be from normal parents, But, I have a difficult time with him because he knows too much. And he works clean. You've always worked clean. Are you still doing that? Did you get vulgar?
Every once in a while, something drops out. But it's in the middle of a show. You're doing a theater. I went to University of Buffalo.
I know that.
Wide right.
And married an Italian girl, too, from Italy.
Yes.
A real Italian.
Very hairy.
Oh, yeah. And a mole with the hair. A mole with the hair sticking out of it? No, not that.
People think we have cats. Kids, mommy's off the couch, grab the dirt devil.
Well, you got plastic on the furniture, right? So did you grow up?
No, I grew up. No, I haven't done yet.
We're comedians.
You know us. We're sharing the planet with a lot of different types of people.
Yeah.
We have to start thinning out the herd.
Yeah,
the gene pool could
no
use some
problem.
chlorine. Look what's going on in this world. And it writes itself. Trump, stop it. Trump, look at this administration. Looks like the day room in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And this people, Mooch, Spicer. We represent the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. Are you kidding me? What a world.
You're having
I'll get you, my pretty, in your little cabinet, too.
I did. I've known Trump for, I'd say, 18 years, traveling with people.
Yeah.
And he'd always come back and then introduce himself 100 times. And I was down in March, Mar-a-Lago.
Yep.
Celine Dion and myself, and we did a show.
That's why I thought you were living in Florida.
No, yeah, we did the show at Mar-a-Lago because they advertised that we were.
Right, exactly.
And he came over to me, and I go, "How are you, Mr. President? President?" And he goes, "Bobby, I want to ask you something.
Bobby, I want to ask you a question, okay?
Did you vote for me?" I went like this. I would have rather voted for El Chapo. Are you kidding me? His guys laughed, but he was like, "I know you didn't vote." You know that look. Are you kidding?
You remember Lyndon Johnson had an operation, and he used to ask everybody, "Did you see my scar?"
I know.
You know, we've had a lot of crazies in that way. This is not new. I love the George Carlin routine. You know, Butch Carlin is his brother, and he's good friends with. I mean, Patrick Carlin. He comes with Butch Denner. Yeah. But you know, they live in Woodstock, and I love what George Carlin says. He says, you know, I can't swear with it, but he says, you could walk all day in New York, and you'll meet people who are crazy. You could take a pen and a tablet and you'll meet 60, 70 people whose names you can take who are just crazy. And if they're not crazy, they're stupid.
Right. Look what I was just in Alabama for a one-night show. Oh, my God. These people, they're not that high up on Brain Mountain. You know, you talk to them, you want to say, "Why don't you roll your head around so I can hear that marble going around and around?" Oh, my God. And 99% of them think wrestling is real. We know it's the second picture on the evolution chart.
Wait, it's not?
Oh, my. Look what this planet. We live in a bubble. We live in a bubble.
Now, you know, speaking of Italians, you married an Italian, a real Italian. We have a real Italian. Two people away from you because we don't want to put you too close. Christina Fontanelli. She's a wonderful singer, you know.
I know. Listen to that.
But I also heard what you said about the Italian. Was it women with the mole with the thing?
No, he said that. He's going to blame it on me.
Joey.
See? I keep it
right. The hair right.
Joey zones
my little
in.
Italy
the
buddy
one hair.
over here.
The one hair, and they had it curled. And it wraps around the pillow at night.
That's all right.
It goes into your butt. Stop it. You know how he is.
Said it, it's all right. He can say anything.
We had the lighting of the tree in Little Italy, and Christine tried to jump on top of it to be the little angel.
Didn't work.
He always goes one lower. I know. No way.
It's Buffalo.
But Joey, I'm so thrilled to be here. I mean, I just love seeing 77 WABC right behind you, right there.
And we're on in L.A., so don't slight them.
KBC.
Okay.
And I've enjoyed also singing out in L.A. Hello, everybody out in L.A. I did the Feast of San Gennaro while Jimmy Kimmel was running it for like 5 years in a row. I was out there, and I started making such great friends and fans on the West Coast. I love it out there too, you know. So hello, everybody.
Yeah, they
Big
live in a
shout
bubble
out.
too.
They live well.
Oh my God! Did you see the shark sightings the other day? Oh my God! And there's another car chase. Car chase. Friend of mine from New York. We're watching television. A car chase comes on, and they cut to it, and he goes, "What is this?" I go, "Watch. It's on every channel." And then he goes, "Why did they do this?" I go, "They got nothing else to do." He goes, "When do they kill him?" I go, "They don't. They just follow him. Every once in a while, they bump him." Right. New York, 3 blocks. You got the right to remain silent.
What do you mean, New York 3 blocks? You get stuck in traffic.
Right. Where are they going to go?
It's like a foot race.
Well, every one of those license plates that has a T on it is an independent gypsy cab driver now that they're legalized by paying a fee to become licensed in the city of New York without training.
Is that right?
So so if you look for the T, that's the giveaway. That's why you have all of these Escalades without drugs. You know, I mean, the T thing is Escalade used to be the drug thing. For
I know, like, Joey, he knows that.
Can we talk Christina. About? I'm so excited. I'm delighted to be on with all these.
Because you're going to sing in a second.
I am going to sing in a second, and I want to just talk really quickly before we maybe run out of time about what's coming up, Joey, if that's okay. You know, I haven't seen you in so long. I'm so excited because you know that for 14 years I've been promoting a show called Christmas in Italy, and we hope you can make it this year. It'll be at Symphony Space December 9th and 10th. But also the exciting news is that we have the letter of intent from PBS Television. So my producing partner has won 5 Emmy Awards. His name is Clem D'Alessio.
So what are you going to do?
and we're going to do Christmas in Italy. We're going to film it at the Lowe's.
Well, you did the Pavarotti thing, didn't you? No, Bocelli. You were narrating that one.
It's going to be at the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, Italy. You can make it, right?
I was the host for Andrea Bocelli in Central Park.
Good for you.
And Il Volo. But this will be the actual special, my own musical special. But actually,
did she say Art
Christmas in
Volo?
Italy.
No, not Art Volo. No.
Il Volo.
She needs to sing now.
When I was a kid.
Okay, sing right now.
Wait. Hold on.
Okay,
when I was a
hold on.
kid, my acting debut was in school in the Nativity. And I played the innkeeper because they didn't want me to give me a major role, and I wanted to work my way.
There are no small parts.
Yeah, that's what you think.
There you go.
So now they got Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and the innkeeper. And so I got I had the distinction of saying, Jay, if you don't stop waving your arm on the show, I'm going to just bite you.
Jay's directing. I like
Stop.
this.
I'm going to
Does
sing.
this all the time. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
You are so interrupting all the time. Ed McMahon never did
go
this.
ahead.
I'll turn the studio around right
innkeeper.
now. I don't have to separate you two.
So here I am. I'm the innkeeper, and we got Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and I have to tell Joseph there's no room at the inn. And he said there's no room at the inn, and I said no, but come on inside and have a few drinks while you're waiting. And that's how I got in trouble with the nuns.
Wow.
That was my Catholic school experience.
Well, we can't have you there then.
No, what are you going to sing?
I am going to sing a great Neapolitan song. What else, right? With my family being from Little Italy in New York, Neapolitan, Torna Sorrento. And before I sing, I just want to mention there's also a film coming out. I promised them. The director's name is DJ Higgins. I'm in the movie. It's called Santino.
What is this, like Plug-O-Rama?
Yeah, I have to. I have to get it all in. I have to, get it in before. I promised to them. So it's a Russo brothers project called Santino, and I'm excited.
You got to sing 1 minute. Here we go. Christina Fontanelli. All right, where's the music?
They're playing my AGT set again.
And I'll be down at Joey's Pizza Shop.
Yeah, Bobby Collins is at Joey's Pizza tonight.
And then I'll be going down to the...
Vidi amore quanto è bello, spira tanto sentimento, come tu che tenermente cacciatato fai suonare. Guarda qua che sto giardino, sientasi ste sciure arance, lo profumo così fino, dentro cuore se ne va, e tu dici porto a Dio, da lontano da sto coro, da sto terra dell'amore, tieni a cuore non tornare.
All right, now there is the star of The Sopranos, Christina Fontanelli. We got to go.